group of the FCT police discussed some disturbing issues with the public. We had our reasons, and that was why we brought her, because there were concerns as to the security situation
of the FCT.
You know what River State was, and you know that Nyesom Wike, whether you like this man or you don't like this man, he's a no-nonsense man. He can step on toes, and he did step on so many toes. As regards security, we will have sound sleep. It's not the policeman, but he will make sure that the police, they do their job, or they will not find it. He doesn't brook excuses. He doesn't take excuses. He doesn't. And of course, almost on a fortnight basis, he was inviting prominent and eminent Nigerians to come to River State to Mr. Project. He was just up till the last day in office. In FCT is much now. More people are trooping into Abuja than it was planned for. And that is why we need somebody who understands what to do at the appropriate time. The satellite towns should be given a good facelift in such a manner that will reduce the pressure on the city center. If this is done, we may condemn him, because I know he will step on toes. Wike will step on toes irrespective of whose horse is God, provided
of his of him being the governor of the state, the area of steel. I don't understand.
I have not bothered to check Dele Alake's profile, but I know he's not a geologist. I know very well that Dele Alake is not a geologist.
Minister of Solid Minerals and Development, Dele Alake.
And solid minerals is a very, very important revenue earner. If not that, we have given undue attention to crude oil. Solid minerals is, in fact, is far brings more money, foreign exchange, than crude oil. You know what I'm saying? But I do not know, I do not have the reason why Mr. President has chosen to give that portfolio to Mr. Dele Alake. But I am very sure that Dele Alake is not a geologist. And I am also sure that most Nigerians, especially those who are in the media industry, somehow believe that Dele Alake will be given the information
minister
portfolio minister. But Mohamed Idris, the Minister of Information, Malagi, or not to many, is the publisher of Blueprint. And I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility. He's not a journalist, and we know this, but he's a peer, is a guru, a veteran, and a member of NIPR. How that will be put into good use, and how that will help his new position, it is a waiting game.
Okay, let's go to agriculture. It's very important to Nigerians to bring down the current food prices. Now, Abubakar Kyari is saddled with that responsibility. Coming from Borno State, do you think he will perform better in his new position as the Minister of Agriculture?
Ekene, I don't want us to start talking about perform better. Will he perform?
Will he perform?
Let's first talk about will he perform there to say.
Will he done better?
Better is a comparative thing. Will he perform is the first question. Well, to all intents and purposes, agriculture is another critical and key core portfolio it must go. That portfolio must be handled by someone who understands the terrain, who knows the terrain, and who can deliver. It is not for fun that this administration declared a state of emergency on food security. It is to highlight the importance or to pay emphasis to the need from almost Nigerians, if not all Nigerians, to have food affordable and accessible on their table. The goal of the government, I want to believe, is that no Nigerian should go to bed without food. If that is the case, then the Minister of Agri must be somebody who is at home with that very ministry and the demands of that ministry. Let us pray and hope that Kyari is the right person to be the minister. Time will tell.
Another thing is, will Mr. President hire and fire? That's the question that Nigerians will be asking at the moment. If a non-performing minister, if a minister is not performing, will Mr. President have the guts to say, I'm relieving you of your appointment, you're no longer a minister? Can we see something like that? At least it will make other people to sit up.
You see, key performance indicators, they are things that this president seems to be well conversant with. And he is Mr. President, this is a person that does not take excuses. All of us know his antecedent. Anybody can come and sit down here. If only he knows the president, he will tell Nigerians that this Mr. President is very, very anxious to deliver. He told us that, don't pity me, I asked for the job. He said it. I'm just quoting him. If he told Nigerians that he asked for the job and don't pity him, he is going back to the office to do the job, I am very sure that he has taken everything that has to be taken into consideration in putting them in where he put them. For example, who knows Uju Kennedy? But I've researched since yesterday in the night to know who the person, the woman is. I come to understand that she has done a lot for women. Somebody from Imo State told me about one hospital she built and handed over to Imo Lives, and she's not from Imo State. And I understand that is not the first, that's not the second, that's not the third she has done. So we need people who are passionate about their job, people who have track record. It is not an experimental thing. We don't want people who go there and spend 2-3 years to learn the job. We want them to hit the ground running. We do not have time, and we will not take excuses. Nigerians are anxious to see results, and we believe that quite many of them will perform.
Okay, we have this one, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Doris Anite. This one looks like it actually fits the kind of portfolio that she was given. She's been in the medical sector. She's a medical doctor, and then ventured into banking sector from Oguta in Imo State,
and now is in a trade.
Now he's in trade as a banker, and now in the trade and investments. What do you think is the connection between trade and then banking?
Of course, there is investment banking.
Okay.
There is investment banking.
I think it fits.
It does perfectly well. There is investment banking. You see, I want us to fast check some of this information, profile them very well before we begin to talk. There is no way a responsible government will put somebody who they know cannot perform in a position of trust.
No, sometimes it can be political reward.
You see, we have to be careful. That is why we must hold our government accountable. That is why we are here, scrutinizing what they are doing. If we keep them on their toes, if they know that people will ask questions, chances are that if along the line they make a mistake, which they can make because they are not God, it's only God that is perfect, they will correct it immediately. But as it is now, I think quite many of the appointees or the ministers designate, they are fit like a fiddle. And I still want to believe that let us allow time to tell. They will perform.
Okay, this one is Minister of Science and Technology. This area really need urgent attention. Not much have actually come out from this particular angle. Science and tech. Other international communities, people from the outside world are really doing so excellently in science and tech. But Nigeria here, we can barely produce anything. Technologically wise, we are not there. And I think the new appointed minister, talking about Uche Nnaji Nwakibia, should rise